But we got an exciting one today. We got lots of crash out news and maybe exciting things in the world, like spaceships and toilets. Spaceship toilets. Never reliable. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 6th of April 2026. I hope you're having a wonderful Easter week. We'll have a wonderful week ahead of you. Let's dive into the game because otherwise I will never have enough time to finish it. Here we go. Woo! But yeah, sup Blub, sup Fetty, how are you guys doing? I'm glad daylight savings hasn't, well, it's thrown everyone off. and that's okay. But as long as you know, as long as we've got each other. That's a very cliched thing. For some odd reason, when I hit continue game, it actually throws me a bit away from the portal. But remember, on the last stream, we did the first 2 worlds. I didn't realize there were 4 worlds. I don't know why. I thought there were 3. It's literally the seasons. We got autumn. We got winter. Why would we only have 3? I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking Spyro 2. Where we did actually have summer and autumn and winter, but no fall. Fall? Fall is autumn. Springtime, so. But yeah, we'll play this game like I usually do, which is there more game left? It's not more than I expected because, I mean, we've got the flat total of 7,000 gems, but I don't know why I thought, like, we were aiming for, like, half of World 2, and then I went, you know, the pacing's fine, I might as well finish all of World 2. The sugar highs will, hopefully, I've got 10 Easter eggs, 10 of the little tiny Cadbury Easter eggs. The time machine lab, not even the machine. I got 10 of the tiny little Easter eggs next to me should I need that, like, last-minute sugar hit. But usually, me talking makes my ears go crazy, and I don't know, I go tired. Is that a tinnitus thing? I don't know. Maybe. One big Kinder surprise egg. Or Kinder Easter egg. It's not a surprise. The surprise is that there's chocolate in it. Surprise. I don't think any of the levels are particularly more... You know, they're larger than the other ones. So, we shouldn't really be time caught out. It's just more if the levels get harder. But we should be expecting about the same, you know, amount of content. So, that's all good. But yeah, no, I've had a fairly interesting week. Also, I love how the Dark Spyro page does not link to, hold on, like if I click on, I had the level maps, and then it says click to view the level maps, and it's 404ing. It was working last week. It doesn't work anymore. Oh, their website is dying on me, so I'm actually going to have to go in very map blind, or I just archive.org. 2 chocolate bunnies. Dude, I am not reading what the fairies say. They say a bunch of things about the Rhinox, but no, I don't know, man. To me, it's a little bit of flavor text. I don't know. Maybe I should really be stopping and reading it. 2/3 of an apple pie. An apple pie is pretty good. There's a lot of fun things you can have for Easter that aren't chocolate as well. It's just a lot of people associate all the chocolate. And then you get the terrible things where the chocolate companies mark up the chocolate for a bit. And then they discount it heavily, like, close before Easter. Yeah, I guess regular eggs, yeah. Hi there. I can't get this to work. You're gonna need more fairies. I think I actually have enough, but sure, yeah. I think I remember someone saying if you fully clear... Sup, Tom? If you fully clear the, was it the first 3 worlds in Spyro, you can absolutely just skip the Beastmaker's world. The first one. First Spyro. Ricotta. Ooh, ricotta. In my head, I'd replace ricotta with risotto, but I think the same rules apply. You could make risotto with ricotta if you wanted to, I guess. Hi there. I'm going to ignore your offer, Mr. Moneyman. But yeah, no, I've had a pretty fun week. Sort sort of dealing with the tail end of various bug reports still for the Guitar Hero. Not much update there other than, oh boy, I have not been able to do any work when people raise bug requests. It's just like, you know, they're the usual kinds of, I don't know what's going on there. Your save state's kind of late, that kind of stuff, but... I did get a weird one, not to single out this one guy, but he was like, I was playing in 2-player and it didn't work, and I was like, because you're playing in 2-player. Like, he's like, oh, the description doesn't say it. I'm like, does it have to? I don't know, I feel like multiplayer is like a general no-go. Do you have to mention that every single time? Someone might tell me, you know, you might as well, and I'm like, these descriptions are going to be so long otherwise. Well, maybe not the quest ones. But still. Other than that, I played a couple of other weird games in the week, so we'll talk about that a bit. But definitely, I think the most exciting thing that's happened in the world, at least to me, is the space shuttle launch. We've had space shuttles being launched all the time. If you could have a subset that requires you having DLC, couldn't you have a subset for power challenges with the same requirements? You could. The only reason why we stuck the power challenges are in the main set is because we decided there wouldn't really be enough of them to like really warrant yet another another subset. So it made sense to just be like, oh, we'll split it across the two. I am very worried that there was just like one green gem just there. Because where is the remaining gems? You know what? I'm actually gonna like archive.org this map and see if it's there. Because I'm gonna go nuts otherwise. I get an Nginx 404 as well, which means I'm definitely hitting a server, but they've moved the page. Was it just there? Oh, might be here. No, I'm 10 short. Unless I'm... Oh! There we go. But where's the ferry? Well, actually, it's not where's the ferry. It's where the one thing I got a flame is, right? Yep, the one thing. What button is the layout? R is, yeah, R is run, A is jump, B is fire, L is the weird kind of panning thing. But yeah, the Artemis launch happened, and it was neat. I wish the is cinematography the right word for a live event still? They didn't quite... They kept switching to, like, crowd shots for the cameras. And it's like, why? I want to see the space shuttle go up. For me, it wasn't too bad. It was at 9:30 a.m. So, very nice. We're not going in there just yet. We are going to wherever the first level went. But yeah, no, it's pretty... Roman City. Roman City. There we go, let's try and find it. As in the camera shots were looking at, like they didn't look at the space shuttle the whole time as it was taking off. They kept kind of panning over to, well, not panning, but like switching the camera onto ones that would face the crowds. And I get like filming the crowds, but it's like, I want to see the space shuttle go up. Not the whole time, but just various shots. Other ones as well, like, someone noted as well that like, at least we got this pot right here. Oh my gosh, the 2024 archive.org is also 404'd. How very odd. Yeah, but I also feel like it used to be better. Some people are also saying that like they should have used those like 360 cams that they use in various kinds of action photography. If you watch the F1, where it's like sometimes, maybe not the F1. I don't think it's on F1 vehicles, but there's the ones where it's like you it films 360 degrees, and you basically just use software to determine where it's actually, like, pointing. Or, like, what you're actually looking at, like, you normalize it out. And that way, then you can catch stuff that pans up and down and whatever without actually having to, you know, manually pan the camera, or tilt the camera to Yeah, Olympics is also an important one where it's like, I feel like at some point, you know, we should be putting our fairly high quality camera equipment to this kind of stuff. And yeah, sometimes it's like, it's not there. At the end of the day, you know, the worst part about the space shuttle launch is that, like, it goes up, which means, like, you can only really handle so many, like, camera shots, and obviously it's gone in, like, a minute. So at that point, you're just filming it, you know, from the ground, pointing up. Which means that the most important part, I feel, is the launch, is making sure you are watching for it happen when it goes up. And they kind of dropped the ball a little bit on that, so... that being said, though, it's good that they launched at close to their original time. They were a couple of minutes short. They held on the 10-minute mark for a while. But they got there in the end. And, well, they launched as opposed to, sorry, we got to do this tomorrow. Yeah, then we saw him go up, which to me seems very exciting because the last time... Anticipation mounted. I'm trying to remember the Rush lyrics. Excitement so thick you can cut it with a knife. Technology high on the bleeding edge of life. Is that the lyric? But yeah, to me it's pretty exciting because it's just like, you know, space is a real fun area to just like follow and that kind of stuff. And obviously it doesn't happen very often, and especially recently, it doesn't happen often. We haven't had a space shuttle launch with manned people since 1972. Well, we have, sorry. To the moon. To the moon in particular. And to be fair as well, the ISS is not... no, it's not tons far away. I don't know how long the trip to the ISS is. Is it less than a day? Because it was 5 days to get to the moon. And now that, like, for reference, the shuttle launched, I think April 2nd. And they are just now getting to the backside of the moon. So they're taking pictures of what it looks like. Which is very, very neat. Because the moon, while it always faces the Earth at the same position, it's like, well, sometimes the sun is on the backside of the moon, of course. You know, I kind of get what they're going for with this level, but it's sort of just rehashing the Spyro 3 kind of level. And also, there's a lot of water for some reason. That just... I'm curious where that gem went, but sure. Same, yeah. That's the, from Iron Sky, there you go. I was like, hold on. I remember, Gotterdammerung. I don't know my German, sorry. I remember that. I've used that in a stream title, I know that. Which means it's a song title from somewhere. Okay, let's be a bit careful around here, because you know what's going to happen if I'm not careful. Rome is on a river, that is true. I don't... it's like, it starts to get a bit more Venetian, the amount of, like, canals and stuff I'm having to, like, wander around. I love the purple carpets, though. That's how you know it's Rome. Also, did my lives reset on turning off the game? It might have. It might have. Muss fliegen, must fly. Ah, there you go. I'll walk around to that one. You know, I think I remember this level probably being the most painful one to get the 100% because of how many, like, gaps there are. And it's just, like, very hard to trace your steps. So, we'll see how I go on this one. But yeah. But yeah, no, Space Shuttle launch is pretty exciting. The one thing that we did here was, the toilet broke. The one toilet. Because, I mean, they're in the pod, and they're not really leaving the pod until they come back. So they're really just in a pod the whole time. And, they have one toilet to share between the 4 astronauts, and the toilet froze over, I believe. That was the problem. They fixed it, happened again. And I think they're now resorting to bags. Which, I mean, you know, there's like backups of backups of backups. There's tons of, oh, this is actually going to be painful, isn't it? Oh, maybe, should I even attempt to do this? Or should I, like, wait until I've... Yeah, I'm probably going to wait until I've, like... at least delivered the key and done the pot and all that stuff. I do not trust chasing after that guy right now. That's back where I was! Ugh. Painful. At least when Spyro does a hover, he, like, hard stops his momentum, so... So at least it's that. But yeah, rip the toilets on, or toilet, singular. In German there is a sentence. Ah, okay. The more German you know. That is not a jump I can make, but that's probably right about where it was. Here we go. But yeah, humorous times aside, certainly I think it's very neat that we're getting a at least an astronaut or astronauts back on the moon or near the moon at least. That is not the same spot as I expected, and this area doesn't keep going. So I don't know any German other than names I got called in high school, so I will leave the Germanificating to you fellas there. Given that I'm in the Roman level, you think I'd throw some Latin in here, but I don't actually have any off the top of my head that I can really, like, shout out here. It's the Optimus stage. What would level be in Latin? Yeah, it's the high school knowledge that, like, I never really tapped into. And the pot's not up here. I believe this stage has, like, it's got a start. Like, a proper, like, beginning to it. This looks like a proper beginning to a stage, you know? Did we have the lockbox like right at the start here, or? Just double check. There we go. Okay. Classical Latin cover of Heroes by David Bowie. Heroes, the famous. I always refer to the fact that Robert Fripp was guitar on that one. Thank you, Robert Fripp. And we've been teleported to somewhere in the level. Where exactly, I don't know. But we're at 60 fairies, so... The goal is to finish the whole game this stream, so we'll see how far, how well I get, but, we'll see. But it should be alright, as long as I don't spend way too long. And keep getting teleported around the level. Famous Berlin Wall song. True, true. I'm always surprised about the German market for English music. Just because I know, like, some countries have, like, the genres are fairly different of, like, what they prefer. You have to spend long enough. I guess, yeah. So, how about I start talking about the things that I've got queued up. Which is, very importantly, this one affects my industry more than affects me directly, but Axios is a Node.js plugin, and it has been compromised. There's malware in a version, and I think it's duly note because so many Node.js projects use this. And the worst part as well is, like, the malware doesn't get distributed if you don't have post-install scripts enabled. And a lot of people are just like, everyone shouldn't. Some package managers are nice, they don't enable it by default, but the default one does. And you will get caught out, or you would have gotten caught out. But the fact that, like, I think Axios is actually used in, like, tens of millions of projects. Maybe not tens of, well, maybe tens of millions. It's used in so much stuff, because making HTTP requests is a very fundamental part of many programming languages, and if it's not the greatest native, which in most cases it never really is, then someone's going to write a library, and people are going to attach themselves to a library that makes sense. And unfortunately, this one do be compromised. So if you use Axios in any way, just keep that one in mind. Oh, this one's a jump as well. You gotta hop this. Can do another Doom level back, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, you see what I mean here? Hold on. Free the ferry. Do that, and now we do this, and I was thinking it's like that's gonna teleport me somewhere. Okay, at least we got that. At least we got the things to flame. I still haven't done the pot, and the pot is gonna get so obnoxious if I keep like moving around. But where's it gone? It's gone down the side of something, right? The Popeye tool. I hesitate in quoting it all the time, but it's such an easy one because it's like the word pot comes up so many times in video games. Why can we not be sober? We can't be sober because you must have been high. High. That's the line. Will there ever be another Tool album? Maybe. Maybe there will be. But yeah, vulnerabilities in node packages is a very common thing though, which is very unfortunate. Oh, look at that placement, by the way. Oh, I want to die so much. I want to die. Listen, that's like, it is my fault, but it's also like that was very precarious and also very clunky. So drowning, yeah, exactly, drowning animation. Okay, so it's up on a ledge. Hi there, how you doing? I don't think that was a Biendeo moment. That wasn't me being goofy. That really was like a very clunky spot. Because you saw how much that snapped off, right? Like how much it was like, boom, you're going down this way. You're going to Brazil. And the worst part is like where anything even is afterwards, you know? That's the painful part of this level. Because virtually every enemy is dead, but it is a Spyro Season of Ice moment, yeah. Because as well, I don't think this is ever going to happen in Season of Flame or Attack of the Rhinox. It really is just like, this level is so like scattershot with like where everything is. Even if the music is jamming. Okay, well, I know the key is at the far end, so I mean, you know, if I really wanted to be, like, not going after the pot. But it is somewhat a big level, isn't it? We did all the flame things, I don't have to worry about them being unlit, don't worry. I'm pretty sure we've just got like the 3, right? Or the 2, yeah. Yeah, which would be the... What is the second one? What is the other one? I know we got the Egg Thief. And we probably got 11 gems chilling in the, What? You know, I could probably juke him right there. Because this area is way too sensitive. Also, is it up here? Nope. Hi there. Thank you. Pot 1. I've done the first part. Oh. Gosh, it's really tight, isn't it? Okay, okay. We got him. No sweat. No sweat on that one. Phew. So at least we got that one. Next one I've also got is we did that one. At least we got that. I wish I had like a constant memory watcher just so I could like list how many gems I had in the level. Oh, look, the pot. So it's in the top. Am I about to like fly off the ledge? Nope. We're good. That's all good. Next one I got is GitHub themselves back down after Copilot advertised itself in a pull request. And this one, I forgot if I mentioned it last week, but basically someone went a bit viral for saying like, oh, they raised a pull request using GitHub Copilot, or I think they were using a tool of some variety because it actually linked to the tool. I forgot what the name of the tool was. But it basically said, like, try Copilot, like, at the bottom, like it was the, yeah, and it's like the sent from my iPhone kind of thing, where it's like, okay. At least sent from my iPhone is, like, a little bit of a user agent kind of thing, so someone might go like, oh, okay. And obviously, that's just like a signature. You can change that fairly easily. Whereas Copilot, putting itself in the description is like... I would appreciate if it said this was made using Copilot rather than try Copilot. Like because it was effectively an ad. It told people to use it as opposed to, just saying it was created using it. And I know it's a bit of semantics, but it's like that is something that like people have to watch out for. Is what is, advertising and what's not. And I feel like part of it is intent and part of it is language. Obviously saying, make something with Copilot, please. It's different to watermarking something by saying use Copilot. And obviously, it's text. You can very easily just get rid of the Copilot reference if you wanted to. But it was there. It added it in. And GitHub has officially said, oh, sorry about that. We'll try and fix it up. To which I then go, so it was a bug, not a feature. It's very possible that Copilot just advertises itself, or rather, like, says, oh, something like that. But it's very weird. It is very weird. I'm surprised how many lives there are chilling here. Pretty sure I reflamed everything. Well, yeah, I mean, that is the classic Schrodinger's glitch. I mean, people always cite, like, some of the famous, like, video game bugs. Like, someone's like, oh, like, in GTA, they're meant to, like, veer you off the road, but they're not meant to ram into you. And then, the devs thought it was fun. And I was like, yeah, but they intentionally developed that now. It's not a bug anymore. It came up, like, originally as a bug. It was not something they originally designed around, but then they went, hey, that's fun. We give it a go. We'll give it a go. I think you have to give it a go. Maybe I'll come around from the front. So clunky. So clunky. I guess the pot is the last fairy then. Which makes sense, because it's always been the fairy. So that's the only thing I gotta find. Just where's the pot? At least we're not missing any gems or anything. Yeah, exactly. It still looks clunky. I will defend what happened last time, which was I basically bounced off the box and it decided to try and path me, or try and like figure out a place to put me down, and it was like, okay, into the water you go. Which was bad news bears. This is on a ledge, is it not? I mean, we looked up here because... Oh, no, we didn't look up here. feel like I've already been up here, though, for the other pot, so we'll glide off. Ooh. Yeah, where is it hiding? I remember the last one was there. Oh, I mean, instinctively going for that, despite the fact that I've already claimed them all, but still, hi. Where could it be? But to that, I guess the further question should be, you know, what do we blame the AI agents on, and what do we blame the users on? And I feel like the easy answer, obviously, is it's always the user. Like, I feel like the easy answer is just never blame the agent, even if the agent runs amok. It's always the users for using it. And if every user then points to the tool author, then the tool author should therefore get the blame. But from, like, my perspective, I see garbage pumped out by people and they slap their name on it as opposed to slapping an AI agent. And therefore, I'm going to attribute it to that person, which is very, very sloppy. Someone on the Bepanex Discord, thank you Bepanex Discord, shared a PR that was posted on some Minecraft mod. I think it's a mod and or a mod pack, but probably a mod given actual source code. And it was just like, here's a new version, release whatever. Like, that's literally the PR, is just like, here's a version number. And it's like, this is Neuroslop, but I thought okay, that looks normal. That looks like down where I was, next to a carpet. But it could also be the start. You know what I mean? Like, here's carpet, you know. I think there's carpet down here. You know, carpet all over. It's not as much water, though. I don't think there's carpet. There you go. Hi there. Okay, we're good. We're Gucci. We got one in the end. Sarah. And then the words roll by. So now we're just going to leave the level because we are Dunskies, aren't we? That's 2 levels in just over half an hour. The hub worlds count. The hub worlds count as levels. So, okay. I think the exit was just up here. There we go. Easy. Easy. Me saying this might be one of the harsher levels, and then it's like, yeah, it wasn't too bad. Not too bad. We'll see. But yeah, complete Neuroslop. The PR added like 100,000 lines, and it's just absolute nonsense. And it doesn't even pass its own unit test, so it's like, even if you were lazy, you couldn't. This would be Woods Ferry Home, so this is right at the start. I guess we just wander back. And yeah, people just going like, I have no capacity to even like attempt to reason with this. Obviously, PRs like that are egregious. 7 News. That might be Channel 9. I do like a Time Machine Lab level. It's pretty cool. Unfortunately, the Rhinox have come from the past. Which, honestly, I think that's actually a fun idea to have, like, retro kinds of enemies if you ever did introduce new enemies. The problem is they're all Rhinox. At least the background is clear to see. Don't step on the green. The green is bad. It used to be 8, but 1 was Artemis II. Well, I mean, see what else I've got, because I might have some other ones. So, I've got the Claude Code source leak, which isn't really that much. I think Fetty, you mentioned this one to me as well, and I basically said, like, it's not that big a story. It's big in the sense of big company proceeds to, like, not be as tight as possible on, like, what they should be protecting. But the source code for Claude Code is not the model behind Claude Code. So everything that, you know, like, you can't recreate Claude. But you might be able to compile the, you know, the desktop CLI for your own use if you wanted to, I guess. Why would you? I'm not too sure. And obviously, as well, we've already noted Claude Code before, because Claude Code famously, someone said, yeah, oh yeah, exactly. I love the submitting the leaked code. Which I feel like they probably should at some point. Like, why not just open source the CLI? The CLI has a big problem. I mean, companies go to company, and there are, like, reasons to do some things. I just don't think it's really, you know, worth it at this point. What is over there? That is a stage. There's a bit of level over there. I can't see where I am. Ooh, that was a blind jump, so I'm glad that turned out okay. But yeah, companies are going to do weird things. You gotta sharpen the pencils. Rev up those fryers, you know? But yeah, no, companies are going to do things that sort of like cover their butts in case. And admitting faults is never a good thing for a company, unless it's too bad. Then it is. Then you have to do it. Then why didn't you do it yesterday? You know. So given that this just explicitly hurts them, and there's not really any like, I mean, they could do a post-mortem if they wanted to. We're at 66 for 2/3 of the way through all the fairies. I think these guys would hit me at some point, but they're not. Very odd. But at the end of the day, what is called code? It's a wrapper around their API. It actually, like, it's not really a smoking gun into recreating any of Anthropic's functionality there. And on top of that, people had famously pointed out that Claude Code is rendering a website and then trying to rasterize that into terminal form. And it seems like it's all insanely vibe coded anyways, and it's like, why would I want to touch that? If you view countries as corporations, maybe. Yeah, unfortunately, I was picking up the doohickeys, so we gotta make sure we get the doohickeys again. At least there's no pot that I know of. We do have the key. I do know there's the key, but we didn't find the key, so no harm, no foul on that one. I think this one flows a little better as a level, though. It's at least got a path. Just making sure you spot the edges of the level. Do I still have the, oh, I still have the diodes. Maybe it's not the end of the world. Okay. That being said, yay, things leaking on NPM again. Also, NPM being a hilarious source of pain for a lot of people. Again, I don't hate Node.js, but it's just like, I don't know why like people use it a ton, other than like this like mentality. Oh, the pencils are the one thing I'm gonna get caught on though. But this one mentality that like, since there's so many web devs out there, or at least people who like program with web dev, it's like, why don't we turn everything into web dev? I don't get the understanding. It's like, if someone's just like, well, you know, JavaScript is a language designed for web browsers, which means that it's the best language for use with anything web facing. It's like, no, not at all. That's not how this works at all. I keep seeing some people go where it's like, you know, if you want a palette cleanser, make a just a simple website in C. And obviously you gotta kind of do some funky stuff, and C HTML libraries are rather few and far between, but certainly you can serve static web pages by just literally reading file content and displaying it back out at someone. And before you go, why don't you use Nginx? I know, it's an exercise. I know. You could make it in Holy Seat, you could. Wow, there's really nothing over there, okay. Gosh, it's a strange level though, I'll tell you that. Was that the one that hit me before, and because I was jumping from over here? You might have. Oh no, maybe not. Pencil. Oh. I do remember the jumps being very odd in this one, though. Like that is like that. That's not. Neither of these are ledges. But that is. there's lots of weird ones. Python is using robotics, and I think I think Python's fine. A lot of people sometimes like question Python. And I think Python's got a few things, like obviously it's an interpreted language, so you need to always have a runtime available in order to make it work. It doesn't, or at least CPython is not multi-threaded. Even if there's parts of the library that can look like it's multi-threaded, it's not. It fakes it internally because the actual underlying implementation does not work multi-threaded. So they just don't. And I think that one's a real big deal breaker for a lot of people. And they should be very aware that yes, indeed, Python is not multi-threaded. Don't try it like that. I took my hand off the controller, rubbed my nose for a bit, or at least my right hand. Certainly, I think Python is like fairly quintessential. It comes up in a lot of places, and so I generally recommend that. I'm never gonna see what's up that ledge because there's like saw the other thing as well over there. Look at that, a cutscene. Whoa! Unless I am up the ledge. Don't look at the fairy count. Don't look at the fairy count. Where did this come from? Where did that gem come from? Because that's not where I'm at. No, Python's very quintessential. It's come up in a lot of places I've seen, and it runs on a lot of devices. So I generally do like it. I like the language as well. I think it's got a lot of fun functionalities and things that are just like, whoa, it's nice and buttery. But the lack of type checking certainly gets to me. Yeah, and hopefully it doesn't show up on screen again, so we're all good. You know what's the best part about the number, though, is what number fairies are remaining. I'm implying there's 100. I didn't even check if there's actually 100 in the game. I should really... I think there's 100. Makes sense. Too many sprites! Too many sprites! The game's panicking! Ah. Okay, that one... Okay, never mind. I don't need to worry about that one. But that green one down there is really irking me because I know there's a way. I think I gotta go left. Like, really left to... get off there. So, yeah. Such a silly brain rot number, but people are very stimulated about it. Somehow. I'll never understand it, really. Kids on TikTok. True. A lot of sprites in this level, though, I'll tell you that. Next one in my news. That's the game itself lagging, by the way. That's not the emulator. That's just the game being the game. I think we gotta go back right, yeah. Oh, this is not a secret ledge. No, this is all good. So I think we're all good over there, just as long as I don't fall off. We just need to navigate anti-clockwise around the level. Hope for the best. Gosh, it really is panicking on the number of sprites, though, I tell ya. Okay, so I can't jump this direction, but maybe there's a ledge here. And I think you can... Yeah, you can make this. I wish you could see further, though. It's real painful. What's up, Blob? But yeah, we got another one, which is OpenAI closes a funding round at an $825 billion valuation. We were talking about the Sora shutdown last week, and if you thought, hey, didn't they shut down a service that could have earned them money and therefore would, like, affect their costs? Yeah. They did. And somehow, they're worth 7/8 of $1 trillion. At least in the private round of funding. Who knows how much they really will be worth once they actually do go public, but I think the the intention is obviously when they really do hit $1 trillion, which, by the way, wow, $1 trillion? What? How? How do I... Okay, there's a ledge over there. Is that a bit far away? Oh, I think I can make it. Okay. We got the chest somewhere around here? I think it was around here. What do them bros do? I mean, obviously ChatGPT is still a, you know, like... It would be dishonest to say there is no influence in ChatGPT, but again, I still make this statement of ChatGPT is, like, where Google should have been. And effectively, it's substituting in for that. And I know Google is a $1 trillion company. One of them has to exist. It feels odd that both of them are existing, because if one of them succeeds, obviously the other one should not be succeeding as much, right? I don't know. At least there's no problems with dying right now, but still. What is this? What is this perspective? What am I dealing with here? Amazing song by John LeJoy, if I'm saying that right. Almost just like John LaJoy. Something. get that very nasally accent in there. I'm not even saying anything there. Alright, take two. Okay, there's still more. Still more. I think there was another ledge somewhere. You killed people. Oh no. Don't do that too often. But yeah, I think it's worth always keeping an eye on what OpenAI is apparently valued at, because you know at some point they're going to go public and everything is going to get worse. Just like Discord, but I have no idea how much Discord is worth right now. But it will happen at some point. Oh, it's the pencils, and I died doing the pencils again. Oh, pain. 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 But yeah, I do think it's quite suspect that it's like they ended Sora, and yet somehow the company is worth that much. No, I think it's just like actually just falling, like you just go down and then at some point it's like just fades to black. You're done, skis, bro, skis. But I'd gone up here. Yeah, so we're not expecting a pencil up there. And this is the edge of the level on this side. And this platform's just chilling out here, so I mean, unless it's like hiding on a corner. I think all the pencils are generally on higher ledges, so I don't think we're worried about the pencil being over here, but... I mean, there's plenty of lives out here as well, but... Seriously, they're really dumping a lot of lives on me. How many are we dealing with as well? I'm missing some gems, and there's 2 fairies. One is probably the pencils. I think I'm still missing an enemy, so it's probably the enemy that's hiding in the last fairy. That's kind of weird, isn't it? To, like, have to kill all the enemies to get a fairy. Because it's like, you think the gems would be, like, enough of a reward, but, this is the ledge I was just on, right? Yeah. I did this glide, and I found it. Well, I know there's the fairy up there. I forgot if there's the pencil up there. That's why we're checking again. I don't think there is, but you can do this jump, where there is a pencil. And another one. 2 pencils for the price of 1. Nothing to really see or do up here. Where is the remaining ledge that I'm apparently missing? Ooh. I saw that pencil as well, which is just up here, but I can't get to it. Darn pencil. Can you do the jump from up here? Because this goes up a few ledges, doesn't it? I'm a bit sad I was missing a, This doesn't look right at all. No, it really doesn't look right. Oh my gosh, the perspective on that one. Ah. It feels weird to be gliding from that angle. But then, where do you come from, other than that ledge? Maybe? Yeah, I think it is that ledge. I can't tell if that's... I think that's the edge, yeah. Such a thin jump. Such a thin one right here. Okay, before I do that... Pencil, which I know that was probably one I was missing. Gem? Oh, it's this guy's helping the last gem. Last enemy. There we go. Okay. We're just looking for pencils now. Zhang. There you go. There's your funny number. The real funny number. Okay, I don't really know where in isometric space that one pencil is chilling. Because if I pan the camera here, this is... Where's this pencil? That's not, that wasn't the one as well. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere off to the left. But I can't see off to the left. I can't see anything. Ah! Yeah, it's definitely not, like, right next to me. Oh, such a... It is a tough one to navigate, though, I'll tell you that. But yeah. Next one in my news, while I'm at it. This one, it's not news, but I thought this was a fun one on, I saw on Hack News, which was Tailscale's new macOS home. And basically, they are talking about how, for Tailscale, they wrote a new, window, like, to manage Tailscale on both Windows and Mac, and desktop Linux, if you used it there. It was just a tray icon. This isn't new. This one's... I know Tailscale is an old tool, but like this is a new blog post from 3 days ago. And they talked about how they are releasing a new okay, there's the pencil. How do I get to it? I'm pretty sure like I should be able to glide here, but I just need to like figure out where it is in 3D space. It kind of looks like it's... Yeah, it's not quite like... It's right where this clock actually stops, so... I should really be gliding from, like, here. There you go. There you go. Happy days, right there. Not too bad. I don't know where the end of the level was. We'll find it eventually. It's somewhere around here. Hey, okay, there you go. There's your death animation. I think it was like on a high ledge on the left side. Pencil. Yeah, I think it was somewhere over here. Not too bad, although I'm still taking a bit of time, so we'll see how long this stream goes on for. But yeah, so on macOS they are introducing a new window to basically handle everything that the taskbar did, or still does. The reason is because of a very silly thing that I didn't even realize, but 100% it has. So, for reference, the MacBook Pro has a camera notch, which camera notches have been the bane of some people's existence on mobile, because how do you account for the notch? Well, don't do what I just did, by the way. Where is the end of this level? Where is it hiding? I guess we'll go over to the right, but they got the camera notch on the top of the MacBook Pro. The camera notch obviously occludes the top part of the screen. And for the most part, that really... Oh, there it is. What a weird spot, isn't it? And the top part of the screen is often used for just the menu bar, really. I think on that MacBook Pro, they make the menu bar ever so slightly taller to accommodate for the fact that there is a notch. Yeah, let me see if there's actually an image of this Season of Ice map as well. Oh my gosh, it's on GameFAQs. I don't know why I haven't been using it on GameFAQs. There you go, this will save me a bit of time. I think we've only got one other level in this hub though, is there? Yeah, Twilight Bulb Factory, because the other two are not actual levels. So, we should be, I think we're okay on time. We might trend towards 3 hours again, but we're pretty okay on time. It's not too high up, I do remember that one. I think actually Twilight Bulb is probably still up here as well. Anyways, you might be thinking, okay, well the status bar is partially blocked by the camera notch. So what happens when you have too many icons on the status bar? And naturally, macOS doesn't... It just keeps going. It hides under the notch. And then people cannot click on your program. Mac, Apple, what? What is happening? What is going on there? And they've had these MacBook Pros for like 5 years now. I'm pretty certain. It's such a bizarre oversight. I never really experienced it. I had a MacBook Pro as a work laptop with a notch. And I never really experienced it because I wasn't allowed to install that much stuff on it. Also, check out these things. The spinny tops. I think we've heard this music before. The repeating music on me. But I don't think this level's actually that bad. It's got sheep. That's how you know it's pretty okay. It's a jamming background though, I'll tell ya. It's a very GBA isometric game, is it? Just uses CLI. Well, Tail Scale CLI always still exists, but obviously if you're installing a desktop client, well, why would you not want like something to be able to click with? So yeah, so they're going, hey, we're making a front-end program, like a window. And so now you can use the window. I believe they'll also come to Windows as well. People who use Arch... Well, I mean, here's the thing, is that if you use Linux in general, you are going to get used to using the command line in various ways. And every so often, I actually encourage my parents, it's just like, there are some things, like, you'd be amazed at how easy... And I encourage everyone to do this as well. It is so easy to, like, if you ever have a new Windows install and you always keep going, oh my gosh, I have to open Edge and I gotta click like 50 prompts just to get past it just so I can install a different browser. No, use Winget. Winget install LibreWolf. Winget install Chromium. Just install literally anything else. Do it straight from the command line and you never have to open Edge at all in order to install a web browser. The power is right there. You just need to use it. Winget, yeah, Winget's amazing. Winget's still a bit of a band-aid fix over a lack of a proper package manager because it relies on the Windows registry keeping an actual list of the programs and reporting on versions correctly, which is not always true. There are also some programs that just don't update in Winget, unfortunately. I think... Oh, I'm trying to remember one. But they like stopped marking updates in Winget, which is very odd. Maybe GIMP? GIMP might be one. Or it's like, it's just old. That's a fun one to be saying on a transliterated YouTube stream, isn't it? Oh, here's a side note, by the way. I've actually, that's curious, so you can re-hit those. I actually naturally hit the affiliate milestone on Twitch. I'm not opting to affiliate on Twitch, but it's just something of note is that we've been keeping up with the average viewers for quite a while, and it's actually ticked over the milestone. So very nice. And my streams are longer, I guess. I saw that one. It's this one. This is the lamp. Yeah. It only took 16... Yeah, I mean, it depends on how long ago you measured it. If you're measuring from the existence of my YouTube channel, 18 and 3/4. Thank you very much. It's longer than that. Shout out to the people who are younger than 18 and 3/4, by the way. Just like, where were you? Turn off one of the spindly things. I'll find it eventually. I'm not going back over there right now. I'm gonna wander around the rest of the level. Because it seems like there's a nice circular pattern to it all. Or there's not, and I'm just really unsure of where I'm going. That was a Blendo moment. You can attribute that one. Well, the light bulbs stay, but I don't imagine the spinnies do. There you go. I should really watch DSP some more just so I can keep going. Well, not that bad. I did see people share clips of him playing Pokemon Fire Red and not going up to Nugget Road before he's fighting Misty. What are you doing? He's fighting Misty's Starmie with a level 15 Mankey. And a part of me feels like, man, you know, did I do Pokemon Coliseum poorly? And maybe it could have been a lot better, especially with more knowledge of the game, but no, I don't think it was that bad. And at the end of the day, it's like, every time I keep going like, yeah, you know, I just don't feel like I'm the right level for this or something like that. I mean, that's what it is. It's like, yeah, I do wish there were more opportunities for getting some experience as you go, because I don't like the idea of having to grind in any RPG. But on the other hand, it's like, well, I know it's a solution. It's just not a very visually engaging solution when I'm grinding, I guess. That's my only gripe there. So, but yeah, let me, next news story for you. This one's a politics one. Think of it as an incremental game. True. This one's a politics one, but I think it's worth mentioning. I lost my cat. There we go. I think it's worth mentioning is that Australia is cracking down on gambling ads. Australia has possibly one of the most egregious, and this is if you actually get a gambling ad before this, shout out, by the way. Day 2 of Super Mario Galaxy 2. Yeah, I've been doing the streams for, I mean, it's over 5 years now. But still, it's just like, I don't know, it depends on when you're measuring it, I guess, and what you're doing there. And again, I'm not really doing Twitch to achieve any sort of fame. I've done this light bulb. There's nothing over here other than if you're going to refer to a spinny. Well, yeah, I guess, you know, there's a spinny. But I hit that spinny, so it's at the... I think it's really just like somewhere down here there's like more spinny. Me charging a bit too much. Spinny... Finale of Mario 64. I'm gonna get so caught out by being teleported across the map. Eh. Is this where I want to be? I don't think this is where I want to be. I mean, that's the fun part about, like, lucky coincidences and stuff. And I'm glad you guys, like, follow, you know, I'm glad you guys are sticking around. But certainly, like, I have no idea, like, what makes... Ah, there you go. So look at this jump right here. Like, it's just there. It's just a jump. I always find it's quite interesting just because Clonera. I know Fetty from a bit ago, so that's always a fun one there. If I hit this, will I be teleported? I will. Thanks, Arlo. You're not a blue sock puppet. I did. People who know me from way back when. You know, shout out. Shout out to people who recognize me in weird places. Shout out to that one guy in 2010 who cites me as a source on a tip for A Bug's Life on GameFAQs. I'm like, wow, I read that somewhere. It wasn't very well documented at the time, so I put in the Let's Play back then. And then, yeah, people are just like, oh my gosh, that's the first time I knew about it. And it's like, wow, okay. Oh, it's, that's the fun part about, like, the old internet. It's very hard to, like, find new secrets these days. Still happens, but... that might be a wonderful segue to one of your news stories, Fetty, by the way. If I know the one that you're, that I'm thinking of in my head. Oh yeah, exactly. Nowadays, it's like, I mean, people fight to be like the first one to like stream something on the internet or something like that. And then you get the classic ones where it's like an Australian streams it and they get like copyright struck down for like leaking a game. And it's like, I'm just in Australia. That's the reason why I'm playing it right now. It's such an awkward one to spot because you can't spot it on the corners. At least we got those two. And that's right where I am, right? Because that's... Nope, this is not where I am. Where am I? Who knows? Oh yeah, exactly. I feel like my streams, like, I struggle to put in like the crazy long effort to do very deep and intricate kinds of ones. I used to sort of put in a fair bit of the Chaka Conroy style effort for like my Pokemon Blue playthrough. I really did like look up things and really have like a lot of stuff queued up. Now it's sort of freeform it. ASCII art, yeah, the ASCII art's great. I've got an unfinished GameFAQs guide for Master of Illusion way back in the day as well. Which you think spoils the point of the game. Yeah, it probably does. But that's the fun of it. Yeah, I always keep like trying out things because I never really know. I was like, oh, you know, I'd like to make one of these or something like that. I have a big problem starting stuff that I have like no clear vision on how to end. Which is a big problem in my music making, I'll tell ya. But I'll get there. I'll get there one day. The worst part as well is that I've especially got the legend set. Nice. Nice. I'm still glad GameFAQs exists and, you know, has all the stuff that it does have, but it's like, oh boy, at some point, I worry about them flicking the switch on that one. We've got, like, fairly competent archives, although I only see the archives for the text file content. And it's like, no, you need the HTML pages as well. And all the images as well. Alright, there's going to be an enemy around here. I'm going to actively avoid him because otherwise it's going to warp me somewhere. Because I know... That's not the last gem. There's still a gem around here. Whoa, okay, there's still an enemy around here. Oh, is there an enemy up here? Nope. We're still missing an enemy. And 5 gems. Let's see, I mean, we've explored around this corner, so I don't think there's really anything more around here. We've got this ledge, which has this weird high point here, but there's nothing up here. Unless he's around the far side of the... Nope. Curious. Okay. Maybe he's chilling up here. Oh, that's the end of the level. So where's the enemy hiding? Because yeah, just for note, that really is probably the last thing in this level. Let's see, we got this like gap over here. Oh boy. But yeah, I don't know. There's some people. I guess like a lot of people, especially if you've been on the internet for long enough, you've probably got people recognizing you from various places. I know I've had one guy recognize my YouTube channel when I played TF2 back in the day. He was like, "Holy crap, you're the guy!" And I was like, "Oh, hi, thanks." And, I mean, again, it's like, I don't really seek fame or anything out of the YouTube channel or anything. It's just more like, I don't know, it's a fun thing I do. I share my voice, I share my opinions on things. And, if people agree or disagree, that's all fine. That's all well and good. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I might have a different take on things or something like that. I'm really struggling to find... It's a whole enemy! Really? Whoa. Back on yeah. There's a lot of... I mean, there's a lot of things with TF2, and generally lots of live service games. They do reach their peaks at various points. Is TF2 a live service game? It's only in the live service game category in the sense that, like, they constantly updated it. And it's probably over by now. Okay, there's really nothing over here. I'm very certain, but where's that enemy? Because I swear I've looked everywhere in this level. I can't think of a spot where there's no one. Also, where am I taking the hits from the enemies? I'm just noticing Sparks' health is, like, not full. I'm like, where is that coming from? They tried to turn TF2 into a game they could monetize just like Cisco. It's tougher in TF2, and I think what makes it tougher in TF2 is that people don't spectate others, really. You spectate your own team, that kind of stuff, but you don't really have a variety of weapons in quite the same way. People will still, you know, have like, oh, snap, that's just chilling there, and there's a fairy up there. It wasn't an enemy. Okay. So I think I gotta come from the south then. Well, I'm glad we found it, but curious plot twist right there. It was a gem and a fairy. Ugh. Soldier 76. Okay, well, that's the end of that level, so we're done skis here. Let's figure out where... I think it was up... Was it up here? Nope. Somewhere on the left. But yeah, I think, what was it? It was, I forgot the actual studio that said it. Sorry for completely misremembering the, who said this, but they basically said, like, the easiest way to make a live service game is to not make a live service game. Is just make a good game. Fallout 76? Yeah, you could do Fallout 76, true. It's just make a good game, and then when you keep adding updates to it eventually, and it still has the player count, then you can think about live servicing it, because effectively you know, you're already there. You've made, you know, a game that people keep coming back to, so there you go. And it's like, yeah, that's exactly like what should be done. And it's sort of remarkable that so many game companies forget the essentials. Where is the portal? Because it wouldn't be down here then, right? No, obviously not. And before you say all of these levels, like, the levels aesthetically look different, but different parts of the levels look the same. Yeah, I know. I know. But I do really wish that there was, like, anything landmark so I could be like, ah, yes, there. A friend who was passionate about TF2. Yeah, there's a bunch of things I remember back from the TF2 days, but I don't know if I remember, like, a crazy amount. I remember a bit. I've got my my Spy gameplay. I actually used to be a fairly, like, aggressive demo man player. For better or for worse. And I'd be a bit of a crack shot with the was it the lock and load? Where you had to be accurate with your bouncy grenades. Because they didn't bounce. But then they dealt more damage and it was just like, yep, if you're good with them, that's what you do. Me absolutely struggling to find the portal. What? It's not back at the beginning. I'm killing myself just to be at the beginning of the level. But it wasn't literally at the beginning, right? I'm trying to be, like, honest instead of just hitting the exit level button, but still. The real challenge of the level is finding where it ends. I mean, it was on the ledge, wasn't it? There's only so many ledges in this level. And we've clearly gotten everything. Just cross-confirming. Where's the exit? Do they not spawn one? Stuff it. I don't know where the exit is. I don't know where the exit is. We're just gonna exit the level the old-fashioned way. Sony released news for an April Fool's about adding carts to the superconductor. I did see that one. I did see that one, and I wish it were true. It'd be kind of fun, but also, yeah. I mean, there's obviously a lot of April Fool's news, so that's why. And also on top of that, it's Easter, so that's why the news cycle is a tad bit on the slower side, and that's fine and fair. But just yeah, mental note, you're gonna definitely find a lot of news stories that are not true. Like, for example, I had a mate. Shout out my mate. He got baited so hard into thinking that AMD were about to buy Intel. Acra Age Speedway, rather. And that's obviously not going to happen. Intel, I think themselves, they announced, he was like, that's the reason why their stock price has gone up by 5. And it's like, no, oh, by 5%. It's like, no, that's because they announced they were buying a new, or a fab in, Ireland, I believe? No, not buying NVIDIA. AMD was going to buy Intel, which would be an absolute, like, upset in terms of, you know, like, I love monopolies, don't you? Who makes x86 chips but the two of them? Literally no one else. And China. Some Chinese companies out there. It's another speedway. It plays just like all the other speedways. Except for the jellyfish. That's different. This would be a great, like, thing to turbo, wouldn't it? Oh, he's dodging me. Now I can hit the main Cajone. Crab gaming right here. But yeah, obviously, April Fool's jokes. A lot of people would have gotten duped by various April Fool's jokes, so hopefully nothing too wild caught you if you did. The Artemis toilet not flushing is real though. Ouch. We are running out of time. Sony bought a new company. Which one? We are not getting this in time. Unless the turbo fire button is doing wonders here. But probably not. No, because he's going to leave me. And also move really quickly. Cinemmersive. Oh boy. Sony is a weird company. And the fact that, like, they're sort of ditching their PC lineup. Not lineup, as if they're not selling them anymore. But it kind of sounds like they're actually not going to... They've been taking off references of releasing games on PC at some points. And I think a lot of people are theorizing that they might never release a PC port again. Who knows? I mean, at least we got Death Stranding too, but I'm curious. I guess what's the reason? You could say it's for cost cutting, but I'm not too sure if they exactly need to cut costs here. It's something that is literally profitable. It's like, why not? Unless you're streamlining the business. But like, all of these PC ports have been making money, right? I think. They've been talking about how good the sales are. So, yes, and of course the PS5 is more expensive. The PS5 Pro, for reference, I mentioned this last week, but yeah, the PS5 Pro is 1,400 Australian dollars. Oh my goodness. And also on top of that, the PS5 Digital Edition. Not even the one with the disc drive. It's like, nope, just the cheaper version. 920 Australian, you kidding me? There was a point in time when I was like, oh, you know, you could buy a Switch 2, or you could buy a PS5, you know, kind of for not that much more. I could understand them saying maybe the ports, you know, don't sell as well as expected, but it's like, I don't imagine they're unprofitable. And the other thing as well is that everything on PC is always beholden to long-term sales. Also, wow, this guy's a jerk. But like, the amount of people who continue to buy Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, it's like that game came out in 2021, didn't it? 21? 22? Holy crap, this dragon, by the way. It keeps tapping me as well in there. Yeah. Okay, now he's just a... Oh no, he's not quite ahead. Should have quit while you're ahead. Oh my goodness. I cannot. Ah. There we go. First try. And obvious, yeah, they're trying to rebuild it. So maybe there could be an identity problem with releasing games on PC in the same way that Microsoft are about to release Halo on the PlayStation. I don't hate more platforms being able to play more games, but obviously it's like, listen, if you're gonna be like, you know, if you're gonna have an exclusive, that's like the last Microsoft mascot. White House, Twitter, no games. What was that one? I don't know, I forgot which color was the one that gave time. We should have a lot of these now that I've got all the gems, but... Still though. Taking a bit of good time on this one. Are these speedway levels longer and longer? Maybe. You gotta use your turbo button for this. It's like, I don't know, man. My thumbs are precious. Although they do make it trivially a bit easy, but whatever. Oops. Alright, dragon time, dragon time, dragon time. very fishy dragon. Okay, now he's going fast. He's going fast. Alright, come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, there's a head. Well, that was a lot easier, wasn't it? Cinemersive Labs, a specialized team with deep expertise in computer vision and machine learning, will join Sony Interactive and contribute to visual computing. Okay. Who knows what they're going to exactly work on, but I hope... well, I mean, I hope they do good stuff. Anyways, I mentioned, I had a few things ago. Australia has some real bad gambling laws. Or not gambling laws, but rather we have insanely egregious, like, gambling ads. As in, they're everywhere. There's gambling advertised in so many places. Gambling, like, sports events, you know, like, various, like, restaurants will have, like, poker machines. Not restaurants, but, like, certainly a lot of bars. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, get the poker machines in the back. It's like, should these be, like, easily accessible like that? Certainly they're still age-gated. You have to be 18 to participate, but it's like, kids are super aware of all the gambling at such a young age because they're so prominent. It's not just casinos, and online gambling is also another concern and stuff. So the Australian government, federally, has begun to crack down on advertising, particularly on television. In particular, I think the main one is that you're not allowed more than 3 gambling ads per hour on a national TV station between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Oh yeah. It's like, out of all... Listen, I'm not a very pro-censorship guy, but oh my goodness, gambling ads. Like, before sports matches, it's like the first, like, 6 ads in a row will be 6 different gambling companies, and then there will always be at least 2 ads every ad break. Various sponsors, you know, betting companies will be sponsoring, like, certain things. They even, like, have a special segment on on many of these sports things talking about odds. Like, here is someone works at the station talking about the odds of, like, the betting, and it's like, like, this isn't helping. This is... I know people get invested in it, but it's like, they just can't. They really shouldn't, because it's not good for the kids. And also, I don't think it's even good for the adults. There's a lot of adults who are, like, so susceptible to this kind of stuff. I guess someone will say, oh, do you have a source? It's like, I mean, Australia is one of the worst ones when it comes to the gambling. Like, we actually have, like, on average, the most amount of, like, debts formed by gambling, or something like that. Oh, I'd like to destroy the circle, thank you. Yeah, and obviously, like, you know, I'm not I don't work in any form of gambling or anti-gambling kinds of agencies. It's just like, my opinion is, like, I don't think anyone should even engage in that kind of stuff. I know we're talking about, like, Counter-Strike as well. It's like, Counter-Strike has a big gambling problem. People gotta not get into that, please. Valve sort of turns a bit of a blind eye to some of it just because, yeah, I know, it makes Valve money. Thank you, Valve. Indonesia, doing very incomprehensible. I don't know much about Indonesia's rating board, no. This level's a bit more involved, isn't it? So... the machine, the infernal machine. But yeah, I think on top of that, celebrities and sports players can't be in gambling ads at all, and I believe they're not allowed to have gambling ads on, or gambling sponsors on paraphernalia for sports players, which I think is also a good one, because it's like, you buy a jersey to represent your sports team and it's just got like sports bet or something like that on it. I've name dropped one of them, so people are gonna go, that's the one. But like, legit, like, peak is 18 plus. Nukatashi got rated 3 plus? Also, are you throwing Lemon under the bus right now? Showing off the stuff he likes. I don't play enough games to exactly know what kinds of Persona 5 is banned. Well, I never saw that coming. Also, I thought you said peak as in that's where it tops out, not the game peak. Sorry, I misread that one. Yeah, what? I'm always curious about how big the market is in Indonesia. Obviously, Indonesia's actually got a remarkably high population. It's the purple key. Oh! There you go, purple key. It should be right at the end of the level. I feel like I've even found all the secret areas or something like that. But yeah, it's a very snaky level, isn't it? Well, this seems like a boss room. And wasn't there another purple door just up here? Yeah, there was. There you go. Make sure I don't forget that one. They ban games with... Yeah, I mean... That's naturally going to happen for the countries that don't allow it, so... I'm not, like... I do wish that, like, games could express themselves in certain, you know, in the ways that they originally are. Obviously, if the developer has intentions, it's like, well, it sucks that it's like, these countries don't allow it. What can you do other than, just... Oh, I guess you gotta get him in the head. Get him in the head. Talking about the game, not talk about your government officials by getting them in the head. Whoa. You know, my bullets seem to not be shooting there, but that was a curious way to save it. Shoot the balls. Oh. Ah. It's terrifying. I am just a ball. Give me raw. Where's he gone? There he goes. Ah! So I think that's it, isn't it? That's that. And also to double check the speedway. I'm pretty sure every game is banned until yeah, I mean, in general, in Australia, and I'd imagine in America as well, it's like, you know, a game is not permitted to be sold at retail. I guess that's the catch. Well, I guess you can release it unrated, but you have to be a store that releases unrated games, whatever that means. But yeah, that's this whole world done. We've just got one more world to go, so... Isn't that a bit anticlimactic? Or is it? Nice work! I'm curious about how many games are gonna, or how many countries are gonna crack down on the kinds of game stuff in the future.
That little miserable excuse for a dragon is ruining my plans, and this headache is driving me mad. When I finish with those fairies and get rid of this extra head, I'll find that incompetent little sorceress Bianca and make her tell me what went wrong with this crazy spellbook of hers.
Oh, you thought we were gonna fight a boss? Nah, man, that's for later. Also, is it the same guy? Yes. Yes, this is a different world, even if it looks very similar to the first one. I believe we are... Because there's actually only 2 levels instead of 3, so it's actually going to be a slightly shorter world. So we're technically a little over 75%. So maybe we will beat the 3-hour mark. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah, what else have I got in here? Did you hear that Oracle laid off 30,000 employees? I think I talked about Facebook firing like 1,500 people yesterday. And then it's just like, Oracle laid off 30,000 people. They hired 150,000, or employed at one point in time. Yeah, 30,000. 150,000 people is a lot, by the way. That's like smaller or larger than like various like micronations. And I know micronations aren't particularly that big, but it's like, yeah, it's kind of crazy that it's like, this is one company. I keep saying Oracle is the canary in the coal mine when it comes to the AI stuff. they've invested, I think, 10 times as much in building data centers in both 2024 and 2025 as they had in 2023, which is quite shocking. And Oracle does cloud stuff. Remember that as well. It's like, it should be normal that they spend a lot, but like that much? They're investing in a lot of heavy-duty infrastructure out there. Also, on the topic of the OpenAI valuation, and it's like, I'm pretty sure there was like an article. I think I've even got the article. Here we go. Oh, it's not specifically about OpenAI, but this is a Tom's Hardware headline. Half of the planned US data center builds have been delayed or cancelled. Growth limited by shortages of power infrastructure and parts from China. The AI build-out flips the breakers. Yeah, it's not this time, unfortunately. But yeah, and not to say like, oh, AI is over now, hooray everyone, we won, because it's like, well, you know, I don't think anything's truly forever won. And honestly, at the end of the day, it's like all the stuff getting thrown into data centers doesn't necessarily mean we won't have, you know, like, it's for waste necessarily. Because like, oh, you know, most of them, like, I think OpenAI has said that like, oh, we're literally just gonna like partner with Amazon and just build the data centers for Amazon to then have a deal where we provide OpenAI services using Amazon. Most big companies, and I'd imagine OpenAI isn't going to necessarily lock in with just one singular cloud company. But still, it's just like, yeah, you know, like, I think the point still stands of, everyone keeps thinking, oh, there's a memory shortage because OpenAI had that deal to announce memory, you know, like they were buying 40% of the world's silicon supply, which is crazy. But I'm not too sure if that's exactly manifesting into anything, and I obviously, I don't know, I feel like that's just like, that's too speculative. You don't make a deal buying 3 years of supply for stuff. So I don't think that's happening. But people quickly tried buying all the memory, thinking that it would be a rare commodity, and now unfortunately we have hoarders. We have people who actually did buy the retail supply of memory, and even the like server's memory, and now it's like, okay, now people are just hoarding onto this stuff, thinking it'll be like gold, like it'll go up in value, and not just like Samsung coming around in the next year going, hey guys, we've actually got like 6 gigabit DIMMs, so all your 3 gigabit ones are now worth like much less. They should be worth much less, or something like that. Like that's obviously going to happen, and all these people who are hoarding onto technology should be like, well, they're gonna get a rude awakening. It's just the problem is like, if you play it close and you play it quick, you might have a short-term gain right now. But I don't know. Obviously as well, it's like, well, eventually all the data centers buy the memory, and then they go, well, we need motherboards, we need processors. So suddenly now there's a processor shortage. The article obviously mentions power as well. We have Facebook building their own nuclear power plants to power the data centers that they're building. And it's like, one, what are we doing here? But also, yeah, like, power is a concern. There's not enough power to drive all the hardware that people have bought. So, like, it's over. It's not over, but, like, we literally can't do what we're doing there. You'll need to find 99 fairies, by the way. You can't even beat this game unless you find every single fairy. Because obviously, fairy number 100 is in the final level. It's a bit of a tall order for, like, the end of the game. Usually you're not expected to have to do everything, but this game, it demands perfection. Are we right at the end of the number of gems? I at least appreciate a whole number of hundreds. At least it's not Spyro. Yeah, true. Spyro Orange is just, like, silly. We're not going to leave just yet, because I still need to find the remaining flowery thing. We'll find it eventually. It'll be somewhere. Oh, there's a gem. Oh, there's another one. That's it. Okay, that's 300. I think we're still missing one of the flowers because I don't recall getting teleported for those. Was it made out of honey? Is that just like a rehash from earlier levels? Maybe. But yeah, and then obviously as well, like parts from China, which is for a US, this is a US specific problem, I guess, but like the whole point is that they need to build the data centers, and now America has said, hey, you can only buy like routers made in the US, and it's like, who makes routers in the US? Not Netcom. They went bankrupt last year. They filed for bankruptcy. I didn't even realize that. I used to have, I have 2 old Netcom routers I used to use for my NBN connection because I think literally every Australian has basically been given a Netcom router to go with their NBN. And if you feel like buying something else or using something else, so for me, I've gone through 2 mini PCs. Remember, the first one died during a stream for Doom. Remember that? That was good fun. But the new one seems to be doing good. So far, knock on wood. Yeah, it seems like a baffling move because, like, I get the intention if it's like, we need to, you know, make sure there's no other company backdoors. Okay, fair concern. And I guess promote US industry, fair motive, I guess. But the problem is, what do people buy? Like, actually, what do they buy right now? And obviously, these routers, like, are going to contain components from other countries. Because how much of the computers are made with US parts? Certainly, we've got various ones around, but certainly the US built, I say we. They ain't saying, yeah, exactly. They're relying on something. They're relying on something out there. Also, Micron is very happy about the US government constantly telling companies that they can only buy US memory, because that's the only company that does it. Hooray, monopolies. Which always, as well, shout out to the fact that the US loves NVIDIA. And they know that NVIDIA has literally got a monopoly in their space. They're the only company that makes AI chips, guys, or at least the ones that like people even bother paying for, and yeah, no, they're very still content and happy with that, which is a bit worrying. It's not necessarily, you know, a negative thing today, but it's worrying. There you go. That was it. I did see the Power World. Yeah, the character summon is thrown out. Well, yeah, it's sort of rejected. And this was one of the ones. We might as well do the Speedway while we're at it. Space Age Speedway. That's right. Gotta have another Speedway. But yeah, I'm not too sure if they specifically noted in the ruling, or whether it was thrown out, whether there was a statement about it. Yeah, it did kind of look a bit weird. I do remember this level really is a thumb killer. If you're playing it normally, that is. Which I'll try and play normal on a normal way. I do like these speedways, but yeah, it's like, you know, the variety's a bit here and there. But it's like, what can you do on a GBA? Really this. Yeah, this thing. Oh boy. Stop it, we're using the turbo for these things. I think it's 2 rings of 3 guys. Yeah, I don't know what the US is doing with this kind of stuff. I generally feel like the whole, you know, making sure you're not relying on other countries thing is very important. Well, that was the worst of both worlds, wasn't it? I think it's important to make sure that you know, like, say for example in Australia, we're currently absolutely crying by the fact that all of our oil comes from that channel that's currently being jeopardized because of the war. Not necessarily blocked, but jeopardized, I feel like. And we are really copping it. I mentioned the excise tax last week as well. It's like you're telling me that we were paying 52 cents a liter on top of like the actual fuel price, just out of tax. So Stormgate's dying. I don't know anything about Stormgate the game, by the way. I know it by name, and I don't know at all what kind of game it is, other than it was an MMO. And it's ending. Also, as you're saying, it's a RTS game. Yeah, okay. That really sucks. Like, not necessarily that it's being bought by an AI company, although rip Zombo.com, by the way. Zombo.com doesn't exist, which is an absolute shame. There's backup Zombo.coms, but not the real Zombo.com. That's such a, like, power of the old internet right there. Ooh, can we do it? We did it. Woo! I didn't get every single gem. Mustard Seed? Real name. It's my real name. Mustard Seed. It is an internet classic, so yeah. But yeah, Zombo.com, you can do anything at Zombo.com. More SKG fuel to the fire. Yeah, definitely. I'm curious what updates are on Stop Killing Games beyond, I think a French court is actually, like, explicitly discussing the crew right now. So I'm curious what they'll say about that, but yeah, I mean we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Hi, what's the perspective on this one? There we go. Well, I guess I'll need to watch the video then. I haven't been watching his stuff, so I'm sort of seeing all of the updates secondhand on that kind of stuff. I think I'm just missing some gems from the plains. Is that actually like 50 gems from the plains? It might be. This one I know is absolute pain unless you're using the turbo button for your fire, and even then. Because, like, the dragon fight at the end, it's like, you move so quickly and you're not going to be able to get enough fire in. Where are the gems? Unless they're all on normal and I've actually just got to replay normal. Maybe they are on normal. This was the first time I actually beat... Yes, I do know that one, yes. Oh, come on. The depth is always a bit weird to account for. Oh, he's so fast. Oh, he's so fast. There you go. Easy. But I don't have the money. So we need to go back to normal just to get the money. He made another one. Magic Fractal. Hopefully he hires a few people. Who are also ex-industry layoffs. Maybe a couple of people from Oracle. Maybe me. Hire me, bro. I make good jokes in the workplace. And, that's about it. No, I do good work. Who knows? I do want to see... I had a mate kind of mention this as well. I had, I remember a while back I was like, oh, you know, I think it was actually during... when I was playing Doom, and we were talking about, like, pirate software, and it's like, how hard is it to make a game? And I'm like, I should just, like, try and make a car-driving game. Bit too ambitious for me. I feel like I really should just, like, complete a game idea, and just, like, use, like, a very painterly, like, art style. Like, just, like, don't even try too hard with, like, really making the visuals. amazing. But just, like, do something that, like, is quick and practical. I don't know. That seems to be, like, resonating with me a little bit, so I might, like... I feel like it's a death knell to be aligned with a massive company. If you're gonna have a layoff, like, just be, like, a small studio that goes bankrupt. Obviously, you won't have funding, I guess. That's the problem. What can you do about that? Well, I guess keep your scope limited. There's lots of great game tools out there, although apparently not Unity. One of my stories is that, this is on video cards. They said, XeSS will not be... The XeSS plugin for Unity on GitHub has been archived and won't be updated anymore. There you go, I don't need to finish the level. Just give up, it's over. Yeah, Nintendo's got fairly good track records. They don't buy a ton of companies, but they have bought a few things, and obviously, particularly properties. But, like, Monolith is a great example as one. I'm playing Xenoblade Definitive as well. I've got that going, finally. But Monolith's a good example where it's like they bought them in 2007, I think. And then it's like the number of titles they've pumped out, the number of, like, support dev use cases they've had. You know, like the... Yeah, not the Fear one. That one is gone. But yeah, Intel discontinues the XeSS plugin for Unity. This is the final Sparks level as well. It's so over after this one. Although that was the last Speedway as well, so you don't have to worry about that showing up again. And then we got 2 actual levels after that, and then boss fight, and then success, victory. I mean, just remember, we're at how much? 85.8%. We've got 14 fairies and 1,000 gems to go. We're really in the home stretch already. It's 2 hours. It's gone quick, I tell ya. Jeez. Maybe that's the sugar high, is the fact that time travels so quickly. Maybe. But yeah, the XeSS plugin for Unity is over. This is, I think it's because Unity has, they've moved Renderer onto something else, and, oh true, yeah. Give me updates about that, because I love Mario Galaxy. And I've played both on stream. Out of all the games I've played, the fact that I've got 2 Mario Galaxies on there should tell you that, like, it's a franchise I love. You can tell the franchises I love by the fact that I'm actually committing to playing more games from them. I think Spyro is probably, like, the one that's like, I'm not getting anywhere with this, am I? It is such a good one, though. And, I mean, Nintendo are smart for re-releasing it and making sure that, like, people are very aware of Mario Galaxy. And I guess that also, yeah, the movie came out in the last week, and, I mean, it's doing just as well as the first one. I don't know if it's doing better, but it's doing just as well, and I think that's a solid win, given that the first one made $1 billion. It's that and Project Hail Mary are doing really well in the theaters right now. So, yeah. Anyways, I mentioned the XeSS thing. I think this is a Unity side thing because FSR also is not being supported on the new renderer. But DLSS is. Unity, remember, people grilled Unity so hard, I don't think they will ever recover. Where are these guys coming from? Where was he coming from? Was he always there and I just blanked out there? Yesterday, Dolphin Emulator. Yeah, usually laptops run with the clocks higher when they're plugged in. It's kind of interesting that like CPUs can just casually like change their clocks quite willy-nilly, which is why whenever you ask a processor what's its clock speed, it always tells you the base clock, which is not even what it hits. It's just what's reported by the processor. And the processor can do funky things, like how on Panther Lake, if you don't have memory that goes at a certain speed, it actually doesn't report the graphics as a certain kind of graphics technology, even though it still is. It's just slower memory. But no, they go hard on that one. which I think is a very fair game. But yeah, remember when Unity started charging everyone 20 cents per like 100 installs or something of a game? And it's like, this will kill everything. And eventually they backpedaled after like insane backlash, but it's like, I think they will never recover. I think Unity is actually like soured so hard for so many people. And everyone keeps saying just make a game in Godot, which I will reattempt. I will reattempt at making a game. I'm just going to make a very simple 2D platform where I just paint like little drawings and call it a day. But I do want to see if I can implement features that I do like and see if I can make it scale in a way, because I feel like car game is more involved than I expected. I think my problem is like it's very easy to, you know, design for the world, when really it's like you should be making like a Flash game, basically. Your game should scale like a Flash game. Ooh. Okay, oh, he's got me in the corner. Okay, there we go. Flash game, you say. I know you're going to talk about Flashpoint. There's no updates or word with that one, don't worry. It's the Blue Beetle. He's a ladybug in disguise. Oh, it's coming at me. Ah. Oh. I don't think the gems respawn, but you get a checkpoint every time there's a key. Unfortunately, I think all the enemies have respawned in the mix, so it's not going to make my life any easier. Especially if I rush through everything. Oh, is that an egg sack? Yeah, that was a gun. Oh, we did get all the gems, so I don't have to like question where anything is anymore, but... there's somewhere up here. Not this way. Last one on my list. Gallery DL is moving to Codeberg after a DMCA takedown. What game are you picking when Rubricate lets people... Ball Revamp 4. Just insta-lock. Insta-lock a JMTB was it 02? Insta-lock. I love this stuff. I'm not too sure if he used an engine. Yeah, James. Yeah. He's got a game on Steam, so he still keeps up with that kind of stuff. But no, man. Listen, if he's out there, if he hears this, man, I loved your stuff way back in the day. So good, so good. Okay, well I'm on half health, so well I'm on less than half health. Yeah. Oh, he's chasing. He's chasing hard. Oh, it's so cheeky. Ball Revamped 4, which is just like a simple game where it's like you bump a ball up. It's actually very like, I don't want to say mobile friendly because it relies on a keyboard, but it always play in a very vertical canvas. I thought that was always fun and engaging. But they had lots of fun little power-ups and stuff for all the levels. And basically, yeah, you try to keep the ball not from touching walls and try to get into an end portal at the end. And yeah, no, it's good fun. But yeah, do I just really go back into the... I don't need to go back into it. The elephant games are great. I remember 5 Second Frenzy. It was Fury, Frenzy, and Firestorm. which were his WarioWare homages. They didn't have the music tie-in, but I love the fact that he got a lot of devs to contribute to that one as well, which was great fun. I think Firestorm has like 200 and something minigames in it. It's like actually an absurdly like big collaboration as well. Yeah, achievement unlocked, the only level. Yeah. No, bro's a legend. Bro's an absolute legend. I think we've got one level down here, and then like the other one's like all the way on the far side. There we go. Don't even see what the level is. Let me play the Steam collection. Oh yeah, I guess a lot of them will be on that as well. So, this is... What are we in? Dusty Trails! 400 gems, 6 thingies, okay. Well, we got lanterns. Everyone loves lanterns. Everyone likes, cowboy skunks. I'm not too sure. I don't remember these levels actually being that bad, despite being in the last world. Reminds me of the first Spyro game where the last world's a tad shorter than the others. It is. It really does. Don't drown in the sand. Hold on. Wait a minute. That's not a high ledge. They baited me on that one. And that enemy reminds me of, like the first game, the first level. You know, with the parrots flying around. It really does. But yeah. Listen, man, Picross 3D is a game and I absolutely love, and I love it so much so that I think someone should do a set for the Japanese version because the puzzles are different. Not all different, but a decent number of them. And therefore, missing content. Ooh. We could go overkill on any puzzle game really that has regional. Yeah, there are different puzzles on the Japanese version. I wouldn't mind. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a DLC subset, or just revision into the main set. Depends on how many there are. When are we getting 3DS, and then we got to deal with Amiibo support, you know? And then obviously you can have your custom puzzles from your mates as well, if we want to do retro achievements, you know, community set. That'd be good fun. You know, it's not a particularly wild level, is it? I feel like a lot of the level geometry, unfortunately, blends into each other because, one, the camera's always a bit too close. I guess here's my take on it with the rest of the game. But like, yeah, because the camera's a bit too close and you can't really, you know, do anything about it. A lot of the levels, unfortunately, bear a lot of the same structure beyond that one llama alpaca level from the previous stream. I think it was in the first world. The one with the bells. I think the European version might have a couple of different ones as well, but only a couple. I think the Japanese one has more unique ones. Someone's probably got a list of like what's all the key puzzles that are different. And then some of them are in different like positions. But I want to say it's like 85% the same game. So it depends. Yeah, that's why I'm like, is it worth doing a set for the Japanese version, or is it worth like making the puzzles as a part of a custom puzzles set? Who knows? Obviously, don't ask the player to build the puzzles to then, you know what I mean? Like, we could do it the wrong way. Because yeah, obviously, I don't think people want to be like playing the whole like game again. So if you can get away with not doing it, then yeah, do that. Also, ooh, lockbox. And this I think is, yeah, this is on a high ledge. Okay, mental note: the lockbox is on a high ledge. Like, type in games with sets. Yeah, I'm curious how you do it. I guess you just do it with save files. And then you, I mean, you share them with the save file, and as long as you can, like, hash the puzzle somewhat. Not sure how exactly you'd hash the puzzle. You could do it... Jeez. Me being blind as. I know we're dealing with lanterns, so make sure I hit lanterns. Yeah, there's a bit of a rip. How do I get up onto that ledge? I guess up here. Through means that I never went to? I never went in this direction. Okay. We're just exploring, we're exploring the frontier. I don't know how many gems I need to be at, by the way. I should probably mental note this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it uses the European one. We should be at 3,800 and then 4,200. I don't think Moneybags gives you back your money, by the way, at the end of this game. He's just hoarding onto it. So, 4,200 weirdly becomes the maximum number of gems, although certainly you could probably have more if you just don't play those levels, because you only get 200 every time. I'm gonna Mario hack set. One day I will play Tokyo Extreme Racer Drift 2. I'm so glad I hopped up here only to not find anything of value. Whoa, bit of a gutsy glide. Glide. Jeez. English words, sentences. Not yet, at least. I've been very tempted. I know. Oh, I nearly fell for it. Oh no, that's not it. Okay. I've been a little tempted to like just have like community scores for like a SingStar game in the future instead of using the pre-done leaderboard ones, because the pre-done leaderboard scores are just all over the place. I think they seem legit, but I don't know if they actually are. I remember for SingStar 1, it's like once you knew the order, it's like you realize that every leaderboard just had the exact same scores 10 apart from each other. But because the order is like quite odd in the game, it's like you'd never know. You'd never really know. That's like an obscure factoid for the cutting room floor, probably, and like no one else. But yeah, it might be about time when I start getting the lock in on SingStar Pop. We might be about there. That's a platform, yeah. I will continue to say that looking for edges of platforms is always a bit painful in this game. Again, is that a ledge? I can't tell. I really can't tell. I'm actually struggling to tell like what ledges are acceptable and which ones aren't. Prototype of the cancelled Game Boy Color version of 40 Wings. What did we got the Nintendo 64 version of that, and now we got the Game Boy Color version? Where is this stuff coming from? I know the Nintendo 64 version was ages ago though. Was it the Nintendo 64 or was it the... Yeah, it wasn't the Nintendo 64 because it was on the PlayStation. And then it has a very bizarre emulated port on Steam. It's such a gutsy, like, ledge to glide to as well. It is the last world. I'm expecting stuff like this. I looked away, and then I tried looking back, and I was like, oh, I'm in the air, I gotta hit A to glide. Yeah, that one's on me. That one's really on me. Yeah. Game Boy Color versions are always weird like that. Anyways, I mentioned Gallery TL moved to Codeberg because of a DMCA. This is literally like one of the adult websites. Hey, listen, we got 2 hours, like, 9 into a stream. If that's Biendeo moment number 2, I feel like I've actually done something okay, you know? It's hours per Biendeo moment, not Biendeo moments per hour. We've at least got that. But yeah, one of the adult, I guess, content websites has been very unhappy with Gallery DL, so much so that they explicitly filed a copyright claim on GitHub, and GitHub often abide. They often, you know, like, say, okay, well, we'll take it down or something like that. They have fought to keep YouTube DL up, and that one, I mean, that's a gutsy one to keep up, but... And it's not because of, like, actual, strong game. Yeah, it does. It does need an offline mod. All these games need to have offline support. Again, there's no reason why games need to rely on a server in order to, like, let you play with your friends in a way that you can't just patch out to have, like, local matchmaking or server emulators or anything like that. Like, please, guys. Your developers clearly have means to do it, like, in a self-hosted way. So why can't we enable the people who actually purchase the product to also have that kind of luxury, you know? It's frustrating, it's frustrating. But yeah, Gallery DL is like YouTube DL, but for various sites that host artworks in particular. I feel like some of it still, you know, it depends on the site. YouTube DL obviously has its own scenarios that, like, work, and some scenarios that don't work unless you have, you know, keys or stuff like that. API tokens. Is that fiber? That was a 2. Oh, I'm missing 3 somewhere. Okay. I think if I do a high ledge jump. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's 2. We've hit all the enemies, so there's just like a red gem somewhere. I have a feeling it'd be right around where I'm at, though, because this is where the enemy warped me to. Oh, there you go. Okay, we're good there, which means we're just missing the candles. Okay. Candles? Lanterns. Nice and easy level. Not too bad. Not too rough. How far into the game are we now? Yeah, the second to last level. Well, it's not even the second to last normal level. It's literally the second to last level. Because I've done the Speedway and the Sparks level already. So, okay, so it's not here. I'm just looking for the, yeah, for the lantern. But yeah, I hope for the best for Gallery DL, because I don't like these kinds of copyright claims, because they're obviously abuses of the system. And it kind of feels like, I feel like there should be something, there should be something amended to the DMCA bill to basically go, companies that apply, like, false claims need to pay into the system in some variety. Because it's so annoying. It's so, like, at least if the content is taken down or removed or hidden from sale. I think this is another one where I'm like, I don't care, I'm just gonna exit via the menu. I'm just gonna exit via the menu. Finding the portal is too painful. But that leaves one level to go. One to go. Here we go. I think the level is... Actually, this has put me right at the start, hasn't it? So really, the level is all the way over... somewhere around here. I can't tell which one is the level. It's not showing up. One last piece of news. But yeah, so Gallery DL is on Codeberg, obviously, as well. I think it's on pip, so you just install it from there. Cranky Kong. But it does suck that it's like they have to go through this kind of stuff in order to, like, share their project. There's one I remember seeing, which was this is a taboo one to mention on YouTube, but there's one to bypass various paywalls on sites. Not necessarily, mostly news sites. Oh yeah, the level is called Star Park. You gotta collect Wi-Fi. Get free Wi-Fi anywhere you go. You know, this level actually might be the YouTube thumbnail, and it's purely because the background isn't scrolling. I tried my best with the alpaca level on the previous stream VOD, but someone's going to note that the background has a hard edge on it because it parallaxes. That is a Biendeo moment, if I've ever done one. But it parallaxes with the... Oh, yeah. The other two games were even better. I do agree still that what you've seen, it gets better, and then it gets Spyro Orange. But Spyro Orange is its own can of worms. Spyro Orange also has this like is it by a different team? I think it is by it's by Vicarious Visions, isn't it? Come on, Vicarious Visions, you dropped the ball on that one. Ooh, I'm getting comboed. Yeah, Pretender doesn't exist, exactly. There's really only 3 games. But it's quite amazing as well, because, I don't know, there's something about, like, that weird reinvention of the Spyro and Crash franchise in 2004 or so. For Spyro, you had A Hero's Tale. For Crash, you had Twinsanity. I've yet to play Twinsanity, so if there's anything big of note, sure, okay. And they thought they'd reinvent the handheld ones with, that. With a weird crossover. And then Vivendi got bought by Activision. Oh my gosh, hold on. Calm your horses right there. Twinsanity, yeah. One day I'll play Twinsanity. But I've never played any of the Crash games beyond that original trilogy, and I've played Wrath of Cortex. I've contemplated playing a Crash game on stream. I might. It's just, I've got other games I would like to play first as well. And if I had to pick Crash or Spyro, I'd pick Spyro, so that's why. Kill the snow doggies. Also, is there a ledge? There is a ledge with another snow doggy. Ugh. But yeah, it's not to say that this game is really that bad. I think it's mostly just like knowing that it could be better, and it does feel clunky. It's not a particularly amazing playing game, but if you think in terms of context, oh, and I gotta play Legend of Spyro. That is true. I've never played any of them. I was chatting to a mate about like what are some hubs that like I would actually like master every game in the hub. And I feel like Spyro would actually be one of them. Gran Turismo almost is one of them, if I could actually do Gran Turismo 2's license test. I'd also like to do Picross of some variety. I say of some variety, I've got one of the Super Nintendo, or the, sorry, one of the Nintendo Power Picross SNES games still to go. It's such a slog, I'm sorry. Hearing the same music again and again. And having those same very sloppy controls, I swear. I did have I am playing through a bunch of ones that I've had on the Want to Play list for a while. So one of them I played was Mr. Bones on the Saturn. Mr. Bones on the Saturn is an FMV treat. But oh my goodness, it is a kind of frustrating endeavor because every game... I think there is a nonogram genre hub. So you can definitely play the other games that are that. But there is a specific one for Picross. For the Nintendo published one, so... You know, this is a very tame level, isn't it? It's really not doing anything too weird. Other than Wi-Fi symbols. What a bizarre thing to pick up. Yeah, 3DS is going to have a lot of Picross. You know what's the worst part about that? Is that, like, every single one of those puzzles is on the Switch. There is no reason specifically to play the 3DS ones, other than, of course, like, I mean, it is the exact same puzzles, and they are grouped accordingly. They're not just bundled into other packs. Which I appreciate that they've done, because people will miss out on the 3DS content otherwise. This area looks very familiar. Also, isn't it weird? A level that has, like, large areas to wander around in. Is it over there? Oh, it is over there. You know, in the last hub, it's a very normal level. What's going on here? I think the only thing not normal is trying to figure out the ledges that I glide back to. I know there's a snow doggy, but I want that. Not Pokemon Picross, not Twilight Princess, not the two Club Nintendo ones. All the Picross E games have are all released on the Switch as well. So, which still, that's like 9 of them. I'm curious how long it'll be until we get 3DS support on retro achievements. It's probably tentative given that yeah, and Picross 3D 2. Yeah. Picross 3D 2 is like an actual like GOAT game. Oh, it's a bit of a glide. Where is anyone? I feel like I'm missing a whole island of people. Yeah. Well, yeah, not any insider knowledge of any variety, but just like, I mean, probably DOS is bound to be the next one. I don't know when the Game Jam is coming out. I should probably double check that one. The rehash every Dev Jam. Sorry, the Dev Jam. Yeah. But no, DOS will be cool because then we can get Realms of the Haunting. I'm keeping myself somewhat available just in case like that becomes available soon. But from my perspective, I don't know when it's happening, so it's not today, at the very least. Given that the Wii announcement came out fairly quickly as well, I remember that happened while I was playing Atlantis earlier. Which was what, like September, I think? You know, half a year ago. Exactly. Yeah, Mr. Bones on the Saturn is a weird one. I like its FMV charm. I don't like its quite sporadic gameplay, and it has the minigame genre on Retro Achievements, and I think that's actually quite appropriate because even though it's a platformer at its heart, it barely has any of the platforming levels. It sort of forgoes them after a certain point in time, which is quite interesting. And he's, maybe, but probably not that much. I don't know of too many Commodore 64 games, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm an aging population. There's a lot of people who play on Retro Achievements who legit, like, they grew up with a Wii. Okay, that's kind of interesting at the end of the levels over there. And yes, we are still 2 fairies down, which means I think we gotta... Well, I mean, I'm still missing a Wi-Fi symbol. I think there's that, and then there's an enemy somewhere still to kill. They have... Yeah, some of the streams have definitely have more views than others. Remarkably, I still feel like Bag and the Dragon is actually like one of the big ones. So I gotta find more obscure Australian edutainment titles, I guess. I think that's the avenue to go down. Theme Park World also has a lot of a fair bit of views. I'm glad about those ones. But like, I mean, you know, I just play like whatever stuff I really feel like, so. But given that this is the end of the game, at least we're almost there. Once I actually find what I'm looking for. Oh, I wish there was one more gem. Just like one. Find a 1 somewhere. Nope. It's not up here. Ah! I mean, I got all the snowmen, so I actually don't think there's any of the persisted ones that I need to find anymore. But I'm curious where that Wi-Fi symbol are. They are amazing games, yeah. I don't know if I exactly... Oh, here we go. Very important. Very important.
6969!
That was it. I was waiting for that moment. I was like, oh, there's got to be one gem somewhere. And now I've been warped away from that ledge. Thank you, game. Thank you. Thank you so much. What was that portal I saw earlier? That's not the end of the level well, that's the end of the level portal, but like... What was the one that I discovered earlier? Hold on. We did it! 6969! Woo! Again, I have no... I was about to say, I have no idea where I am in the level. It's actual speedrunning strats from me. I love how he's telling me how to play the level as well. Anyways, hopefully these are the last few gems. So before I pick that up. There you go, last gems. Last Wi-Fi symbol, I guess. Woo! There you go. Very nice. Tammy, and we're at 99 fairies. That's every gem in the game. We can exit the level. And read-only memory interview with Tom, main developer of Rex Glue, the Wi-Fi cake. That's good to hear. That's definitely good. You're never gonna hear that gem noise ever again. Blue Dragon. Again, I don't know why the little bar at the bottom telling me what levels everything is not showing up, I guess. Is it because I hit exit level and it's just like panicked? Who knows? But yeah, you might have noticed that there was a portal to a level called... Hold on, let's see if we can find it. I think it's just up here somewhere. I think it was up here. True. Hi, Moneybags. There you go, he gave me my gems back. There's this level called Dragonfly X, but you need 100% the game. So, I would add that there is a little bonus feature in here. We do have a little bit of an extra thing to show off, just before the stream ends. But before we do that, we have to fight the final boss. Great work, Spyro. Great work, Spyro. With the help of all 99 fairies, I can open the portal. Then it'll be up to you to go back in there and rescue Zoe. She's, you know, number 100. So, there you go. Grendor's Lendor. Where? Other than that, I think we're good. The only other piece of news I've got is, Mass Drop, or as it then got renamed to as Drop, is being dropped. It got bought by Corsair a while ago, and it's kind of like... I don't know, I think that they're gonna stop doing what they're doing, so it's a shame.
You thought you'd gotten rid of me, didn't you? Sorry, dragon. No such luck. And this time I'm using ice as my weapon on you, so get ready to freeze!
Freeze is coming to Gotham. This seems like the exact same fight I just did, except the balls are blue. The balls are inert. Yep, read it. I mean, it'll be nice to play those games again on PC in engine limitation removing circumstances. Hi, yes? No? Charge? Charge. He's a big enemy, but the charge is apparently the strategy. Unfortunately, you can't flame the ice. It is the season of ice, but, that is true. He does have horns. But again, it's like, oh, I wish the camera panned, because you can't really see him. So yeah. So anyways. Oh. The knockback. The knockback. Oh. I mean, I don't know. I'm padding for time. I don't know. Don't know how many hits he takes. We'll see. Maybe. They might have. He do be charging. But yeah, like, yeah, overall, I think this game's fine. It's, you know, it's their first, I'd say it's their first crack. I'd be a little more lenient on some of the shortcomings, and it seems like they did really fix all of them by the second game, so I'm pretty happy about that. The levels are a bit mazy. I get what they're going for, but like, you make the engine, and then it's like, well, what do you do for the levels? And, well, I guess they do that. They kind of go all over the place. I seem to have a pretty smooth ride. 6.5, 7 out. Yeah, I don't usually rate. I think I gave this like a 2.5 star. I gave the other 2 3s. I think they're decently better and they deserve a bit of love. Not 6, 7. Not that one. We don't need another one. But yeah, like, obviously the fact that, like, we have one boss fight twice. And it's weird, because it's like, well, we got the Sparks levels, we got the Speedway levels, like, there's a fair bit of love in recreating various parts of Spyro in GBA form. Like, they've really done a good job at, like, capturing at least the raw, original Spyro the Dragon kind of essence. And then tried to figure out how to plan a GBA game around that. And, you know, I think they've achieved what they set out to do. It's just, it needs a bit more ambition, and that's what its sequels end up accomplishing. Whoop. Okay. Don't charge him. He respawns if you touch it. He respawns all the ice. There's all the freezy dudes. There he is. Is he just standing? Oh, nope, never mind. And certainly, he just takes a lot of hits, I guess. I don't know how many hits, I lost count. But it's definitely been more than 3. It's still more than that. The worst part is, like, he doesn't even change his strategy between the 2 fights. There's really nothing different about this fight. Even the battleground is the exact same. And it's weird, because, like, I've played their other games. You know, I had a somewhat positive experience with Rayman Hoodlum's Revenge. And that game's got some somewhat questionable, but at least a variety of boss fights. So I don't know what's quite up with that. At least it's not a rehashed villain from an existing Spyro game. At least it's someone new. But it is another Rhinoc, and therefore most of the enemies are Rhinoc still. That's what I get for being way too aggressive. Padding for time. That is an actual moment. Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought he jumped out of the field. Yeah, that's just me being very aggressive, going, oh, I just want to get this over with. Alright, we're counting the number of hits. We're at 1 already. 2. Count the number of hits, because, I'm curious. Actually, take some guesses as well, how many hits it'll take. Because it felt like a bunch. I predict a 7. I predict a 7. 7 feels like a pretty, like, fair number. That's 3. Yeah. Oh, it seems okay. But yeah, mass drop is not going to exist anymore. I know mass drop was like a classic way for people to have like kind of unique forms of Sennheiser headphones. Because they'd effectively crowdfund it. I guess the concept isn't exclusive. It's 4. I think it was 5, the first fight? That's why it feels like it's been going on for a while. Yeah. Predict 10. Ooh. Listen, I wouldn't put it against you. Remember, Gulp in Spyro 2 was 10 hits. But you could also attack Gulp nearly right away after a hit. Whereas here... Was that 6? Is that 6? I think we're at 6. And again, he's still doing the same thing. I was going to say the other game I played literally today was ActRaiser 2. And yeah, ActRaiser 2, it's like, oh my gosh, it's such a disappointing sequel. Oh my gosh, by the way, getting comboed by these things. 7. I'm going to heal. I'm going to heal. 100%. Yeah, it's more than 7. Oh. Come on. 8. 8? He's going more than 8. Oh my goodness. Wow, he's really just a long version of the exact same boss fight. But like, these balls aren't really any faster. 9. 9! 9 is the magic number. Okay.
Alright, I don't even want to be a smart and powerful wizard anymore. I'd be happy just to get rid of this extra head and this headache. You might as well take this last fairy back. She's not going to do me any good anyway. Maybe I'll ask the pandas how to meditate. That might help my headache.
You rescued me! Oh, thank you, Spyro! Now it's for you, Grendel! Why didn't you tell me you needed to reverse the spell? All you had to do was ask, you big baby! I could do that with one little zap!
My head's gone, and my headache's gone too. Oh, thank you, Zoe. I promise to never play with magic again. I don't know why I wanted to try it. I really like working in the library. If you ever want to check out any more travel books, just come see me.
The library, yeah, right. I'm going back to the beach, and this time I'm going on a real vacation. No more Rhinox, no more missing fairies, and lots of drinks with umbrellas.
It was 9 hits. 9 hits. And that's it. That's the game. Yeah, I mean, fairly alright still. Yeah. Also, yeah, I guess curious that, like, 100% fairies is actually a requirement to beat the game. It's not too hard. I mean, obviously, you've seen that it's just a tad over 5 hours in total. We've got one little extra thing to check out before the end of the stream, but yeah. No, it's a very solid 2-stream game, I guess. I say very solid, that's me running streams longer than 2.5 hours, even though 2 hours is generally my target. That's okay. The bonus level, air quotes, bonus level. Yeah, no. If only they, will Spyro get naked like Metroid? Spyro's already naked, he doesn't wear pants. The people who make restaurant napkins. Also, is the guy who was the producer on Spyro Enter the Dragonfly on this? I don't know his name, so if you've seen him, shout him out, because there's a lot of fun stories about that one. Susan Rude. I'd hire a skill man any day. Oh, imagine getting, like, interned. But yeah, so what's next on the game agenda for the streams? You'll have to wait and see. Yes, I know the Colosseum bonus video is not out. It's been 2 weeks. Come on, give me a break. But, hey, there you go. Ted Price. Thank you, Ted Price. I'm always curious about how much these studios actually enjoy making the game. I'd imagine it's a bit of blood, sweat, and tears at times. So I believe after beating the game... Oh, look! We got the bar! The bar is back. Very nice. I'm not editing it out this time. I tried my best last week. I'm not doing it again. But you can actually... I think you can teleport to a level via the menu. So at least there's that. But yeah, if we go up to wherever this is, Dragonfly X is now available. What is Dragonfly X, you may be asking yourself? Dragonfly X is... Or is it Dragonfly 10?
It's the X! Dragonfly X!
We have instructions. Although it kind of plays the same as regular Sparks. Other than he rotates and thrusts. And activates weapons with both triggers. Oh no! So it's a kind of weird and abstract experience, but basically you control Sparks by like flying around like a top-down shmup, and then your goal is you gotta kill the guy in the middle, break his shields. Kind of reminds me of I don't know why I'm reminded of Tempest a little bit. He's obviously gonna form barriers because I'm breaking more of it, so you kind of have to find a gap and get in there and don't get hit, I guess. But once you hit him, that's it, you did the level. I believe if you're playing on Retro Achievements, you get one for doing a level, and then I think there's one for a high score. It's not a particularly hard minigame, and it doesn't really end. Like, I feel like other than maybe how aggressive the beetles are, I don't actually think there's really that much that's visually different between each of the levels. We might as well... Oh. And obviously as well... Nope, there's no upgrades, and... Oh, there's some power-ups later. And Sparks dies in one hit, because, of course he does for some reason. There you go, there's a power-up. What does it do? It lets you screen clear. There you go. I'm curious if they were maybe trying something different and then they ended up just not implementing it. That really jukes me out, doesn't it? Come on, we gotta at least beat level 2, right? You can do it, yes. Blue butterfly is just for points, I guess. I feel like it's about to form a barrier. Ah! It's just the insta-shot. That's the one thing that's getting me there. Alright, well, anyways, I beat the high score, so, it has a short... Yeah, it's quite brief. And remember, it doesn't play like the other, Sparks levels where you can just move around freely. It's, no, you gotta turn and aim the right way. And if I'm looking right at him, I don't know, man, I don't know how you get around that, so... but that's Spyro Season of Ice. If you exit the game, and remember, one save file. If you exit the game, you got this on the main menu in case you wanted to go into it. They put in all that effort for the logo. You have to appreciate the logo. But yeah, that's the game. Before I leave, I'm checking out the Retro Achievement set because, yeah, I remember I played this game last year, and all the, my second, like, session, none of the achievements fired. I think I just lost internet at that time. I check over, I've got the mastery. Under 3 hours, whoop whoop. There we go. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. Sorry, it's complete a level in Dragonfly X without taking damage, which seems very easy to do on the first level. You don't even have to break the record. And yeah, other than that, the rest of the set's just all about completing the game, so there's really nothing really too much about mastering that set. So, anyways, I think we're all done here. With that, I would like to thank you guys so very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, or you didn't enjoy this, that's fine. You can follow on Twitch. I'm already in the affiliate status. The bots have left me alone, haven't they? I don't need them anymore, apparently. But yeah, no, you can follow on Twitch, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for all getting used to the daylight savings as well, or the lack of daylight savings. VOD will be on YouTube as always very soon. You can follow on the Fediverse, where I'll say some things sometimes. Yeah, other than that, I don't know what else. I'll try and do some exciting things in this next week. We'll see. I feel like I've got some stuff, but next week, exciting new game. We'll see what's going on, and yeah, I don't know. And I got 2 pings on Discord in the meantime. Very nice. Don't get pinged on Discord. That's your rule for the next week, apparently. So, anyways, see ya, fellas. Have a good one. I gotta keep talking over this, or else DMCA kicks in. Woo!